Hi and welcome to Pump Pyramid. This is an upper body dumbbell session. We're only going to use one dumbbell today because we're going to do single arm movements. The idea of this is to stop your dominant side taking over when you do presses, rows, shoulder press. Sometimes your dominant side can take over and expose weaknesses in your weaker side. So we're going to work each side separately, in which case you won't need as heavy a dumbbell that you would normally do for double. It sounds silly, but actually when you're pressing double, you can do a little bit more than you can when you're doing it in isolation. So you only need a lighter dumbbell. You might want to change the weights if you've got dumbbells at home. For the purposes of the demonstration, I'm just going to use the one weight all the way through. But if I was doing this in a workout environment where I had time to change, I would probably change up the weight to be more on rows, slightly less on shoulders, that sort of thing. But that's entirely up to you. Well, you can do this with a kettlebell as well. I'm going to demonstrate with a dumbbell today, but you can do it with a kettlebell, or the workout will lend to using a kettlebell. Just be a slightly different technique. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to do floor rows, which is pulling the dumbbell from the floor. Then we're going to do standing shoulder press, and then we're going to do floor press. So which is for chest. So all over upper body work. And we're going to do each side in turn. So we're going to do right then left all the way through. And we're going to superset it together just for fun. Okay, so if you are warmed up, we're ready to go. If you need to warm up, just warm up your shoulders, warm up your back, warm up your chest a little bit. Make sure you're ready to go, get the blood into the muscles. And if you're ready to go, then let's get started. So we're going to do floor row first. And the first set is 5 reps of each one just to get warmed up into the routine of the exercise. So floor row, one hand onto the leg here, the other hand onto the dumbbell or kettlebell. You need to squat down into position that you can pull the dumbbell from the floor, because you want to touch the floor each time. So from here, hand on here, row, and then down, row, down. Control it all the way through. And then we swap over to the other side. You want a triangle type position with your feet, so it forms like this triangle here, and the dumbbell's in the center. Hand on the leg, in position, row. Might take you a few reps just to get into the right position. And the position of your feet in the back forces you into the right position for the row. Now we're going to do shoulder press. So pull up, we're going to do right hand side first. So for shoulder press, we're doing it one-handed. Hold it close to your shoulder here, and then press up through the whole body. So from here, push up, lower it down close to your body, up, down. You might want to use your other hand for stability if you've got a heavier one, same as you would for a kettlebell. 4. Now for this one, I'm doing a turning Arnold press version. That's how I like to do my shoulder presses. You can do it all, obviously, just here as well. I like to do it for a turning version. Left hand side, push up, push up. And the advantage of doing the Arnold press movement is you get a little bit of front out there as well. And 5. Okay. Now we're going to go into a floor press for chest. So dumbbell on the floor. Oh, never the most graceful creature getting into a floor press. Okay, so we're going to do it one-handed. So I'll do it with the left hand demonstration so you can see on the camera. So push up to front, in front of you, above the chest here. And then we're going to come down and push up, down and push up. Now, because you're not doing it with both dumbbells, you've got to then almost balance yourself so that you don't fall one side. And you can really pause and squeeze the chest into the movement. When you swap over on your chest. Don't swap over in the air. You might drop the dumbbell on your face, which wouldn't be very good. Okay, and this one, push. Now, the advantage of doing the floor press single-armed, as well as isolating out the chest, is that you can get really into the contraction of the chest. If you notice here, where the dumbbell is, if I had 2 dumbbells, they would hit. You wouldn't be able to get that contraction. So with this one, you can really push through the contraction. And if you want to focus it even more, put your hand onto the chest to feel the chest working. Remember, this isn't an exercise which is going to, you're not going to be able to do a maximum amount of weight like a 40 or 50 kilo dumbbell. That's not the idea. The idea is to get the chest engaged and isolated so that you can start to feel it and engage it properly. So when you come back to doing your double arm stuff, you can really push through the chest, or you can really engage through the back. So today is not about lifting as much weight as possible. It's about learning how to engage the muscle as much as possible. But we are also going to do some high reps to give you a little bit of a workout. Okay, so that's a fairly easy warm-up. We don't really need a rest, I don't think. We're going to go into the next set now. So the next set is the first working set. We're going to do 10 reps of each one. So we're going to go for the row first. So get into position. Hands onto here, left hand onto the left knee. Come over into position here. Now for a row, remember to retract first. So we're retracting first before pulling with the arms. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Take your time. Think about contracting the back and pulling with the shoulder first and then contracting. 7. 2 more. And 10. Swap over to the other side. Position with your feet, hand onto the leg. Let's go. 1. It's important you keep that low position. This is what will really help to isolate out the lat, get the back working. And 10. We're going to go into shoulder press. Remember to hold to the front here before you start, and then push up. Lower, push up. Remember to pause at the bottom. We want to get the shoulder really engaged. We don't want to bounce it. We want to really push through the shoulder and get that muscle working. Couple more. Focus on what you're doing. Make sure you're hitting the shoulder. Okay. Swap over. Just adjust my zone belt. Okay. Onto the other side. Remember to set position. Push up. Next, a couple more. One more. Okay, into the floor press. Let's set that mat back. Okay, left side first. Okay, start from the squeeze position here. But just touch the floor. Don't rest. Excuse me. Don't rest the arm on the floor. We just want to touch the floor, so we're stretching out the chest, and then I've got my hand here so I can feel my chest working. Now, you might say, why you would do that? We want to know that the chest is working. We want to know that it's contracting. We don't want to be pushing through the front delt or the tricep first. And that's something that a lot of people do, is that because they're very strong on their delts and very strong on their triceps, they sometimes engage through there first. We want to make sure we're engaging with the chest first. Okay, swap over. Hand onto here to feel the contraction. Keep the tension. The other reason we don't rest our arm on the floor is it takes the tension off the chest because it's resting on the floor. We want to make sure we're squeezing the chest. You want to be trying to pull with your chest coming in, squeezing it.
Again. 8, and then it's just nice, slow, controlled reps, focusing on engaging the muscle. Okay, that's 10. Okay, have a little rest. I'm going to adjust my mats, which seem to have a life of their own at the moment. Okay. Take 10, 20 seconds if you need to. Just going to have a quick influx of caffeine. And then we're going to go back into rows straight away. So I don't feel that I need a long rest. I'm quite happy to go straight into it. If you need a rest, just pause. If you're ready to go, let's get going. So this set, 15 reps of rows, shoulder press and floor press. So set position. Let's go for the, let's have right hand first. Let's go for the rows. Remember, every rep, thinking about squeezing the back, squeezing that target muscle. And when we get into the gym or into a heavier weight workout, we want to then be able to really engage with the back and really lift some heavier weights. Lost count, I think that's 10. Another 5. And even with a light weight, you should start to get a good pump onto your back because you're engaging the muscle properly, squeezing the muscle properly. Something which old school bodybuilders always talked about is to get the mind-muscle engagement to build the muscle. It's no good lifting heavy weights if you're not engaging with the muscle you're trying to grow. All you're doing is getting stronger and not bigger. That's why you see big, strong men, world's strongest men, they look very big and very strong. They don't look like bodybuilders, and the biggest bodybuilders in the world are not the strongest guys in the world. Different technique. I think that's 15. And the mat's going AWOL again. Let's just put that down. Okay. All this stuff of live workouts, great. All authentic, isn't it? Right, let's go for shoulders. Okay, 15 shoulder reps. Let's go. Remember, slow, controlled reps. I don't mean you have to be in slow motion, but we're not looking to push up with anything other than the shoulders and a little bit of the triceps here. A little bit of leg movement is fine, but we don't want to be squat thrusting it up. Another 5. A couple more. Okay, into the other side. And let's go. And think about the muscle you're trying to engage, what you're trying to do with it. Keep going, slow and controlled. Another 5. One more. Whew. Now we go into floor press. Hey, make sure you start from the contracted position on the chest. It's really important that you learn how to contract the chest. There's no just pushing up. Push up, pull the arm in to squeeze the chest. That's where you start from. Let's go for 15. So we relax the tension on the chest. Just touch the floor, squeeze through the chest. Remember, this is not supposed to be the heaviest weight you've ever lifted. This is learning how to engage the muscle and contract the chest nice and hard. If you're doing it right, you should be feeling quite pumped in the chest, because every fibre will be pulling your arm across the chest, which is what the chest does. Pulls the arm across the chest, helps extend it out in front of you. Ooh. Let's go again. Take your time, focus. Another 5. 2, keep going. 2 more. 1 more. Whoa. Okay, on to the other side. Don't need a lot of weight to get a good pump. And you'll find if you're trying to hold your position on the floor here, you're having to shift the body a little bit to balance, which is good, because it's then focusing more work into the chest here, where you can really start to feel it working. Keep going. 7. Squeeze the chest each time. Keep going. It's 10. A couple more. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 4. 1 more. 5. Good. Okay, there's 15. So you notice the time of each rep there was about 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. And that's purposeful and controlled to make sure we're engaging the muscle. It's very easy to do things fast and then disengage the muscle just to get the lift. Okay, take about 20 seconds rest. And we go back into the next set. 10 reps of each time. That's why it's the pump pyramid, apex, and then down onto the side. So we're going to 10 reps now. Now, if at home or in the gym or wherever you're doing this workout, now we're going to go down the reps. You might want to increase the weight a little bit just to put the pressure back up. So if you want to do that, pause the video, put some more weight onto the bar, grab a different dumbbell if you want to, different kettlebell. I'm going to go straight into the next set. Okay, 10 reps on rows, then shoulder press, then floor press. Get in position, hand on the leg. Let's go. Remember, squeeze. Just because we're getting into the last couple of sets doesn't mean we skimp on the form. Take it nice, controlled. Engage to the lats. Two more. 1 more. Okay, good. Other side. Get in position. Squeeze the lats on each one. 6. Slow and controlled. You might want to hold or squeeze at the top if you want to. 2 more. Quite sure I miscounted there, but don't matter. 1 more rep. Never killed anybody. Okay, shoulder press. 10 this time. Purposeful, controlled. Let's go. 2. 3. Keep going. 4. Now so I'll pause on each one so I can make sure I'm engaging through the shoulder and I'm not just bouncing it like you see a lot of people do. Remember, the more weight you have to use, that's 10, the higher your injury chances. It goes up statistically. So if we can get away with stimulating the muscle properly and growing with less weight, I'm actually all for that because I'm a bodybuilder, not a strength athlete. I want to look good and not have any injuries rather than having pec tears, shoulder tears all over the place and boasting about how much I can lift. Again. 2 more. And then into floor rows. And on that injury point, I have actually injured myself doing heavy ego lifts, so that's why I don't do that anymore. If you ever have a shoulder surgery, you know what I mean. Okay, floor press for chest, controlled, slow, purposeful. Let's go. Squeeze up, squeeze, squeeze up. Remember, we're looking to contract the chest, not lift the weight. It's different. Lifting the weight, any means necessary. Contracting the chest, using the weight to stimulate the muscle to work. Just think that's 7. Go again. 8, 2 more. 9 and 10. Whew. Okay, swap over to the other side. Remember, slow, purposeful. Let's go. Squeeze. Squeeze each one. Make each rep count. Make sure you're engaging the muscle. You can feel the chest contracting on every single rep. If you can't feel the chest contracting, don't count it as a rep. You've not engaged the muscle properly. 8, 9 and 10. Okay, have a little rest. We're going to go into the last set in a moment. Okay, give yourself a rest. Last set is only 5 reps. However, if you want to make it 10, if you want to make it 15, that's fine. It's your workout. Ideally, what I would suggest is, because the last set is only 5, it's what I would call the heaviest working set. So what I would do is, if you have additional weights at home, I would change up the weight to be heavier. Now that the muscle's warm, the tendons are warm, then you can get away with doing a heavier weight without injury risk. So if you have got the facility to upgrade the weight, increase the weight, do that. If not, you might want to increase the reps to do 10, 15 or so to get more work. Entirely up to you. It's your workout. For the purposes of the demonstration, imagine this is a 50 kilo dumbbell. Right, going to do some rows. 5 on this one. Remember, slow, hold, squeeze, come down. Don't do it fast because it's only 5 reps. Make those 5 reps count. Okay, let's go. Squeeze. Squeeze. Let's go again. Squeeze. Okay, other side. Squeeze each rep. Stay low as you can. Okay, into shoulder press. If you want to adjust the weight, do that now. If not, let's get going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, swap over, same, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, last floor press, 5 of each. Chest should be nicely warm now, so you should be able to feel every single rep, every single contraction. Okay, squeeze the chest to start with. And let's go. Squeeze. Remember, we're trying to squeeze the chest, contract the chest. It's not about lifting the weight. Squeeze the chest. Squeeze. One more. Okay, swap over. Squeeze the chest. Squeeze it up. Squeeze. Squeeze. And one more. Whew. Okay, so that was the end of the circuit. If you want to go back to it again with more reps, feel free to do that. If you want to add more weight next time, feel free to do that. The purpose of this workout was not to knacker you out, not to get you panting on the floor, was to get you engaging the muscle. Sometimes that gives a different stimulation than being flat out exhausted, but your muscles should be pumped, contracted, and you should be able to feel them. And what you should be able to do is contract them at will to be able to engage the muscle, and that's what will help you in your main workouts where you're lifting heavier, to engage that muscle properly. Have a go again if you didn't feel them all. Make sure you feel every single rep all the way through. When you've done that, you've made the first step to be able to engage that mind muscle link better. Thanks for watching. See you next time.